Now coming to next lecture, that is RS-232 protocol, right? Now this protocol supports serial communication, right? Now in previous lecture we have seen synchronous communication and asynchronous communication, right? Now those two are supporting serial communication only, right? Now this is another protocol which we will see now, that is RS-232 protocol, right? Now this also supports serial communication, right? Now what is serial communication, what is parallel communication, you already know, but let me explain again, right? Now serial communication is nothing but if you are sending the data bit by bit, right, one by one, right, serially, right? Now that is nothing but serial communication. If you are sending the data bit by bit, that is nothing but binary data. If you are sending bit by bit, that we call it as serial communication. And if you are sending the data at a time, right, all data bits are sent at a time, then we call it as parallel communication, right? Now this you already know what is serial communication and what is parallel communication. Now coming to RS-232 protocol, right? Now what is mean by RS, right? What is now the abbreviation of RS is nothing but recommended standard. Abbreviation of RS is nothing but recommended standard, right? Now RS is nothing but recommended standard 232 protocol, right? Now this is the first protocol, right? Now that's why it is called oldest communication protocol. RS-232 protocol is an oldest communication protocol, right? Now RS stands for recommended standard. Now this is an oldest communication protocol, right? Now it is a type of serial communication. It supports serial communication. That means you are sending bit by bit, right? If you are sending bit by bit, we call it as serial communication. If you are sending all the data, nothing but data bits, right? All the data bits at a time, nothing but parallelly, that we call it as parallel communication, right? Now this RS-232 protocol will support serial communication, right? Now this is used for transmission of data serially. RS-232 protocol is used for transmission of data serially, nothing but one by one, bit by bit. Now normally it is used in medium distances. This protocol is used in medium distances. That means you can communicate, that means you can transfer the data serially from transmitter to receiver up to 50 feet only. Beyond 50 feet it can't support, right? Now this RS-232 protocol, you can transmit the data serially between your transmitter and receiver in medium distances, that is up to 50 feet distance only, right? Now this was introduced in 1960s. Since it is an first communication protocol and it is an oldest communication protocol which was introduced in 1960s. Now RS is nothing but recommended standard, right? Now this is used for connecting. This RS-232 protocol, what it will do, it will connect your transmitter and receiver for binary data exchange, and that exchange of data occurs in serial mode, right? Now this was introduced in 1960s. Now RS stands for recommended standard, right? Now this RS-232, this is a cable, right? You might have seen under your lab. Now this is a cable. RS-232 is a cable. Now this is used for connecting computer, nothing but PC, and its IO devices, nothing but peripheral devices, right? Now this peripheral devices or IO devices both are same. Now this is a cable. RS-232 is a cable that is used for connecting your computer and its peripheral devices, right? Now this will allow, once the connection is made between your computer and peripheral devices, now the data transfer occurs between your computer and peripheral devices serially, right? Serially you are transferring the data from computer to IO devices, that is by using this RS-232 cable, right? Now this is the main purpose of RS-232, that is connected between your PC and peripheral and its peripheral devices for serial data exchange, right? For serial data exchange, right? Now as I have said, now it is supported only up to 50 feet distance only. That means you can transfer the data from transmitter to receiver in medium distances, that is up to 50 feet only. Now it will transfer the data with the rate of 1.492 kilobytes per second. This is the speed, right? This is the speed through which you are transferring the data from transmitter to receiver, right? 1.492, approximately 1.5 bits per second, right? Kilobits per second. That means 1.5 kilobits are transferred for a single second, right? This is the meaning of this 1.492 kilobits per second. That means 1.5, approximately you can consider it as 1.5. That means 1.5 kilo means nothing but 10 power 3. That means 1500 bits are transferred in a single second, right? Now this is the speed of your RS-232 protocol. That means it can transfer, the data transfer between your transmitter and receiver will occur in the medium distances, that is it supports only up to 50 feet distances, and this data transfer will occur with the speed of 1.492 kilobits per second. That means approximately 1500 bits are transferred from transmitter to receiver in a single second. That is the meaning of that 1.492 kilobits per second, right? That means 1.492 kilobits, that means approximately I can say 1492 bits are transferred in a single second. 1492 bits are transferred in approximately 1500, right? Now that is the speed of your data transfer between your transmitter and receiver, right? Now this is the introduction for your RS-232, right? Now this is a cable that is connected between your computer and its peripheral devices in order to transfer the data between computer and its peripheral devices serially, right? Now RS-232 is, as I have said, this is used for connecting computer and its peripheral devices, right? Now computer, that we call it as transmitter, right? Now the transmitter in this particular protocol, we define it as DTE, right? DTE, which is nothing but data transmission equipment. Data transmission equipment, which is nothing but transmitter, right? Now the transmitter, what is RS-232 protocol? It is a cable used between your transmitter and receiver in order to transfer the data between transmitter and receiver serially, right? Now transmitter in this protocol is defined as DTE, which is nothing but data transmission equipment. Next we have receiver, right? Now this is defined as DCE, right? The receiver is defined as DCE, whose abbreviation is data communication equipment, right? DCE is nothing but data communication equipment, and DTE is nothing but data transmission. T stands for transmission and C stands for communication, right? Now the transmitter, in between this transmitter and receiver, we are connecting the RS-232 cable. Now that cable will transfer the data from transmitter to receiver in serial mode, right? Now that is the main agenda of the of your RS-232 protocol. Now how this gets transferred, we will see in the next later, right? Now before that, let me draw its diagram. Now this is your transmitter. Now the transmitter in this protocol is defined as DTE, right? Transmitter or DTE, both are same. DTE is nothing but data transmission equipment, right? DTE is nothing but data transmission equipment. Now this will have transmitter pin, this will have receiver pin, and another pin you have ground pin, right? Beyond these pins you have more pins also depending on the RS-232 cables, but the basic any cable of your RS-232 will contain these 3 pins, right? That's why I am saying in general. And next we have, this is transmitter and this is your receiver, right? Now the receiver in this protocol is defined as what? DCE, data communication equipment, right? Receiver is defined as data communication equipment. Now this also will have, when this is transmitting the data, this has to receive data, right? When it is receiving the data, this has to transmit the data. Just reverse, right? When you are transmitting, this has to receive, right? This has to receive. when you are receiving, this has to transfer, right? Now the another pin is your ground reference, right? Now this is a basic agenda of your RS-232 protocol. One will transmit the data and another will receive the data, and when another is transmitting the data, this will receive the data, right? Now this supports asynchronous communication. This supports asynchronous communication. RS-232 protocol will support asynchronous communication. Now what is synchronous communication and asynchronous communication we have seen in previous lecture. You can refer them, right? Now let me briefly explain again, right? Now coming to RS-232 protocol. Now RS stands for recommended standard, right? RS stands for recommended standard. Now this protocol is the oldest protocol, first protocol. We can say that the first protocol that is used for serial exchange of data, right? That's why it is called oldest communication protocol, in which RS stands for recommended standard, right? Now this was introduced in 1960s. RS-232 protocol is introduced in 1960s, right? Now since it is supporting serial communication, that means you can transfer the data bit by bit, right? Bit by bit, if you are transferring the data, we call it as serial communication. Now this RS-232 protocol is supporting serial communication, right? Now what is meant by parallel communication? If you are transferring all the data at a time, we call it as parallel communication, right? Now this RS-232 protocol is supporting only serial communication, right? Now this can transfer only up to medium distances, right? That means this RS-232 protocol is used for exchange of data between your transmitter and receiver, right? Now that exchange of data is done serially, right? Now that exchange of data, it can support only up to 50 feet distance only. Beyond 50 feet distance, you can't exchange the data between your transmitter and receiver serially, right? Now this RS-232, it is a cable. We can say that it is a cable. You might have seen under your lab, right? Now that is used for connecting your computer and its peripheral devices, right? Once the cable is connected between your computer and its peripheral devices, now you can transfer the data between your PC and its peripheral devices serially, right? That means one by one, right? Now the speed of this, as I have said, it supports, you can transfer the data up to 50 feet only, and the speed through which you can transfer the data is 1.492 kilobits per second. That means 1492 bits are transferred in a single second. That is the speed that is supported by your RS-232 protocol, right? Now anyhow, this is a cable that is connected between your transmitter and receiver. Now the transmitter in this protocol, we call it as DTE, that is data transmission equipment, and receiver we call it as DCE, that is data communication equipment, right? Now this supports, as I have said, this supports serial communication, and under that serial communication, again we have two different types, synchronous and asynchronous, that we have seen under previous lecture. Now this RS-232 protocol will support asynchronous serial communication, right? Asynchronous serial communication, right? Now the DTE, you have nothing but transmitter, and DCE you have nothing but receiver. When this is transmitting the data, this has to receive the data. When this is transmitting the data, this has to receive the data, right? And the ground pin, right? Now which is nothing but your asynchronous communication, right? Now this was the introduction for your RS-232 protocol, right? Now let us see what the cable, internal parts of your cable. As I have said, it is a cable that is connected between your DTE, nothing but transmitter and receiver, for the data exchange, right? Now formally it is specified as the interface between your DTE and DCE. We have DTE, nothing but transmitter, and again we have DCE, nothing but receiver, right? Now formally RS-232 is nothing but the interface between your DTE, data transmission equipment, and DCE, nothing but data communication equipment, right? Now this interface you are doing between your DTA and DCE in order to exchange the data serially. What is the purpose? In order to exchange the data serially, right? Now RS-232 determines nothing but the communication between your transmitter and receiver, right? Now as I have said, this is a cable Now it is available in two forms, right? DB9 and DB25. DB9 and DB25. This cable, RS232 cable, is available in two forms, in which you are having 9 pins only, we call it as DB9 pins, in which if the cable is consisting of 25 pins, that we call it as DB25, right? Now this we call it as connectors. DB9 connector available in two forms, DB9 connector and DB25 connector, right? Now we will see the basic one, that is DB9 connector, right? Now in this lecture we will see the basic one, basic RS232, that consists of the DB9 connector, right? DB9 connector we will see in this lecture. Now these connectors will come with male and female cable. As I have said, you have two different versions available, DB9 connector and DB25 connector. Now this is available in two forms, one is male cable and another one is female cable. Available in two forms, one is male cable and another one is female cable. Same for your DB25 also. These connectors you have available in two forms, male cable and another one is female cable. Here also female cable, right? Now what is mean by male cable and what is mean by female cable, right? Male connector, which is nothing but your DTE, male connector which is nothing but your DTE, and female connector which is nothing but your DCE, right? From male connector you are transmitting the data to female connector, and female connector you are transmitting the data to male connector, right? Now in between these two we will have a interface, that means cable, right? We will have a interface, that is cable, right? We will have an interface, that is nothing but cable. Now this, that means DT, here you will have, if I consider DB9 connector, now this is nothing but male cable and this is nothing but female cable, and these two are interfaced with the cable. That means you will have a cable for your male connector and female connector. Male connector we call it as DTE and female connector we call it as DC, right? Now this was the introduction for your RS232 cables, right? Now formally it is available in 9 pin form, that we call it as DB9, and another one is DB25, in which 25 pins are available, right? Now let me draw the diagram of 9 pin DB9 male and DB9 female. Total 9 pins are available, 5 pins here and 4 pins below to it, right? Now similarly, whatever the pins, now you can hear, now whatever the pins that are available for your male connector, the same pins are available for your female connector. Only the thing is position is different, right? Only the thing is position is different, except that everything is same, right? Now this is your DB9 male connector and this is your DB9 female connector, right? This is your DB9 male connector and this is your DB9 female connector, and this is the first pin. As I have said, DB9, the name itself indicates it is having 9 pins. Now this is the first pin, right? And next you have second pin, this is third pin, and this is fourth pin, and this is fifth pin, right? Now bottom towards it you have sixth pin, and this is seventh pin, and this is eighth pin, and this is ninth pin. Now here you can see one pin, first pin and second pin are towards the DB9 male. That means inwards is nothing but it is receiving, outwards is nothing but it is transmitting, right? Now this indicates it is receiving, and this indicates transmitting, right? Now here we don't have any direction for fifth pin because the fifth pin is your ground pin. Ground of DTE is connected to ground of DC, right? Now the sixth pin is towards this thing, that is receiving, transmitting, receiving and receiving, right? Now this is the DB9 male, right? Now coming to this DB9 female, now this is the fifth pin, which is the ground pin, right? Now this is used for, since we are using for ground reference, whether it is we don't specify transmitting or receiving the or receiving direction for this particular pin, right? Now fifth pin, and this is your fourth pin, right? Third pin and second pin and first pin, right? Now since this is transmitting and this is receiving, right? Now just reverse. If you observe this, 1 and 2 are towards, 1 and 2 are outward, right? Just reverse, right? Now this is the ninth pin, and next we have eighth pin. Here it is inward, right? Now here it will get outward, right? Now seventh pin, here it is outward, now here it is inward. Sixth pin inward, here it is outward, right? Now this is the pin diagram of DB9 connector, which is, and the DB9 connector is available in two forms, male cable and female cable. Male cable is nothing but DTE and female cable is nothing but DC, right? In between these two we will have a wire for interfacing. In between these two you will have a wire for interfacing in order to transmit the data from male to female or female to male serially, right? Now what is first pin you have? Now let me go for male. Let me explain one by one. Now the first pin you have is CD, right? DB9 male, first pin is CD. Now CD stands for carrier detect, right? CD stands for carrier detect, right? Now CD stands for carrier detect, right? Now this signal indicates that DTE is busy or not, right? Now this particular carrier detect first pin will specify whether the DTE, nothing but DB9 male, right? Whether the DTE is busy already using this line or not, right? That information is given by this first pin, right? Now coming to second pin, you have RxD. Coming to second pin, you have RxD, that is receiving data. RxD, that is receiving data, right? Now it receives data from, when DCE is transmitting, it receives data, right? DCE is transmitting, this DTE will receive. When female is transmitting, male will receive the data through this particular second pin, right? And next we have third pin, that is TXD, transmitting data, right? Transmitting data from male to female, you are transmitting data through this particular third pin, right? And next fourth pin you have DTR. Fourth pin you have DTR, that is data terminal ready. Fourth pin you have DTR, that is data terminal ready, right? Data terminal ready, right? Now this will give the information whether the DTE is ready to accept request or not, right? Which request transmitting the data, right? Now this will give, fourth pin will give the information whether the DTE is nothing but male cable, right? Whether this particular male cable is ready to accept request or not, right? Now that information is given by this fourth pin. Now fifth pin is nothing but ground pin. As I have said, fifth pin is nothing but ground pin. Now coming to sixth pin. Sixth pin we have DSR, data set ready. Data set ready, right? Now this will give the information of sending and receiving the data, right? That means you are preparing this male cable for sending and receiving the data, for sending or receiving the data. That is about your sixth pin. And seventh pin you have RTS, request to send, right? Request to send. Now this signal is generated by the male cable towards the female cable. That means you are requesting the female cable to send the data. Once the request is accepted, the female cable will send the data, right? You are requesting the female cable, nothing but DCE, right? And this is nothing but DTE. You are requesting the DCE to send the data through this particular 7th pin, right? Now coming to 8th pin. You have CTS, clear to send. CTS, clear to send, right? Now this, you are clearing the path, right? You are clearing the path between your DTE and DCE in order for smooth serial exchange of data, right? Clear to send. Now this indicates that you are clearing the path between your male cable and female cable for smooth exchange of data between these two serially, right? Now coming to 9th pin, you have RI, ring indicator. When a particular voice or any ring, right? Any ring is indicated on this particular male cable. That means any sound. Ring means you can take an example of telephone ring, right? Once the telephone has been ring, right, at that particular time this particular 9th pin is set to high, right? Ring indicator, when there is any particular voice is observed, at that particular time this particular pin will go high, right? Now this is about male connector. Now coming to female connector. Now the first pin you have CD. What is CD? Carrier detect, right? CD is nothing but carrier detect. Now this will give the information whether the DCE is busy or not, right? Whether the DCE is busy or not. That means whether the DCE is free to accept the data or free to receive the data, right? That means it will give a clear information, carrier detect, right? Now this pin will give a clear information of DCE, nothing but female connector, right? Clear information of DCE whether it is busy or not, right? Now next pin you have, here you have received pin and here you will have transmit pin, right? Now once this is receiving the data through this, now TXD, right, transmitting the data, right? You are transmitting data from DCE to DTE through this pin, right? And the third pin you will have RXD. Since you have transmit here you will have RXD. Now once this is transmitting, now through third pin it will receive the data, right? And next fourth pin you have DTR, data terminal ready, right? DTR is nothing but data terminal ready. Now this indicates whether the DCE is ready to accept the request. What is request? As I have said, RTS is nothing but request to send. You are requesting now, okay, I will say it. Now DTR, before that DTR, now the 7th pin. What is 7th pin? Now 7th, okay, 8th pin. Okay, 4th pin I will say it later. Now 5th pin I have said it is a ground, right? Now coming to 6th pin. 6th pin you have data set ready, right? Now 7th pin you have clear to send, and 8th pin you have request to send, and 9th pin you have ring indicator. The same pins only, only the positions are varying, right? Now if there is any particular voice is observed at the DB9 female, this will set to high, right? Now you are requesting RTS is nothing but request to send, right? Now this DCE is requesting DTE to send the data through this 8th pin, right? 8th pin, your DCE is requesting DTE to send the data through 8th pin, right? And next we have now this request, now here also you have RTS, right? Now this request is ready to, whether the DCE is ready to accept or not, that information is given through fourth pin, right? That information is given through fourth pin, right? Now DTR is nothing but data terminal ready. Now here this will give the information whether the DCE is ready to accept the request. What is the request? Request to send the data, right? Now next we have data set ready, right? Data set ready. Now this pin will give the information of preparing the DCE to send or receiving the data, right? To send or receiving the data, right? Now this is about DB9 female and DB9 male connector, and you have 25 DB25 also, but that is not required. We will see the basic version, right? Now before going to the working of RS232, now let me briefly explain again, right? Now the transmitter under RS232 is defined as DTE. What is DTE? Data transmission equipment, right? Now the receiver under RS232 is defined as DCE, right? Transmitter is defined as DTE, nothing but data transmission equipment, and receiver is defined as DCE, that is data communication equipment, right? Now formally RS232 is specified as the interface between DTE and DCE. As I have said, formally we can say that this RS232 is the interface between your DTE and DCE. What is DTE? Nothing but transmitter. Now the abbreviation of DTE is data transmission equipment. Now what is DCE? Data communication equipment, right? That is nothing but receiver, right? That is nothing but receiver, right? Now here we say that RS232 is the interface between your DTE and DCE, which is used for serial exchange of data, right? Now if you see this diagram, DTE is nothing but the transmitter, DCE is nothing but the receiver, right? Data transmission equipment and data communication equipment. Now if you see this, RS232 is the interface between your DTE and DCE, right? RS232 is the interface between your DTE and DCE, which is used for serial binary data exchange, right? This is used for serial binary data exchange, right? Now RS232 determines communication between your DTE and DCE using DB9 connectors and DB25 connectors, right? Using these connectors, right? Using these connectors, RS232 will determine the communication between DCE and DTE, right? That means these are the connectors that are used by the RS232 in order to determine the communication between your DTE and DCE, right? Now if you see this diagram, DTE is nothing but transmitter and DCE is nothing but the receiver, right? Now between transmitter and receiver we have RS232 for the serial exchange of data, right? Now DB9 and DB25 connectors are used by this RS232 in order to determine the communication between your DTE and DCE, right? In order to determine the communication, that means these connectors are used by the RS232 in order to determine the communication between your DTE and DCE, right? Now DB9 connectors are available in two forms. One is male version and another one is female version. Now similarly DB25 connectors are available in two forms, male version and female version, right? Now we will see the basic protocol, that is DB9 connectors, right? Now since it is having 9 pins, we call it as DB9 connectors. This is used by the RS232 in order to determine the communication between your DTE and DCE, right? Now the DB9 connectors are available in two forms. One is male cable and another one is female cable, right? Now this male cable is also called as DTE, nothing but transmitter, right? And the female cable is nothing but DCE, nothing but receiver, right? Now here this is the basic DB9 connector, and since it is having 9 pin and that is available in two forms, male version and female version, right? Male version is nothing but DTE and female version is nothing but DCE. Now the 9 pins are represented here. Inwards is nothing but receiving and outwards is nothing but transmitting, right? Now here also it is receiving, transmitting. transmitting, receiving and transmitting, right? Inwards, just remember inwards. If you are inwards, it is nothing but receiving. It is outwards, it is nothing but transmitting, right? Now the first pin we will see about DB9 male. The first pin, right, it is inwards, that is nothing but receiving. Carrier detect, right? First pin is your carrier detect, right? Carrier detect, right? Now this is a signal. If you see this, this is a signal inwards, that means it is receiving, right? Now this signal will give the information, this signal will give the information about the DTE. DTE is nothing but DB9, right? Carrier detect is a signal that will give the information about DTE, whether it is busy or not, right? Whether it is busy or not, that particular information is given by this particular first pin. Now coming to second pin, we have RxD, receiving the data. When female is transmitting the data, now that is received by this DB9 male through second pin, right? And next you have transmitting. You are transmitting data from male to female through this pin, right? And next we have data terminal ready, right? Now the data terminal ready, now this will give the information whether the DTE is ready to accept the request to send the data, right? Request to send the data. You have seventh pin is nothing but RTS, right? Request to send. That means you are requesting the DCE to send the data, right? You are requesting the DCE to send the data. Now this request, now similarly here also you have RTS, that means you are requesting the mail to send the data, right? Now once this signal has been generated from DCE to DTE, now DTE is ready to accept that request or not is given by the data terminal ready, right? Data terminal ready, right? Now this will give the information, DTR will give the information whether the DTE is ready to accept the RTS, request to send the data generated from DCE, right? Generated from DCE, right? Now DTR is nothing but data terminal ready, right? Now this will give the information whether the DTE is ready to accept the RTS generated from DCE or not, right? Now similarly you have DSR, data set ready, right? Now this will give the information whether the DTE is prepared for sending or receiving the data, right? Request to send, that means you are requesting the DCE, you are generating the signal towards DCE in order to send the data, right? And next you have clear to send. You are checking the path between your DTE and DCE, that means whether it is clear or not for the smooth serial exchange of data. Next is ring indicator. If there is any sound observed on the particular male connector, this will go high, right? Now similarly you have carrier detect. Now this will give the information whether it is DCE is busy or not, right? Now that you are transmitting data from DCE to DTE through TXD pin, and when it is transmitting the data, you are receiving the data through third pin. DCE is receiving the data sent by the DTE through third pin, right? And next we have DTR, data terminal ready, right? Now this will give the information whether the DCE is ready to accept the RTS generated from DTE, right? When DTR is 1, that indicates it will accept RTS that has been given by the DTE, right? That has been given by the DTE, right? And next you have data set ready, DSR. Now it will give the information whether DCE is prepared for sending or receiving the data. And next you have clear to send, you are clearing the path for smooth transmission. And next you have RTS, you are requesting the DTUs to send the data, and ring indicator, right? Now this is about the DB9 connector. Now that is used by the RS232 in order to determine the communication between your DTE and DC, right? Now in next lecture we will see the working of RS232 protocol, right? Till now we have seen the introduction to RS232, and we have seen the connectors, right? That the connectors that are used by the RS-232 in order to determine the communication between your DTA and DCE. And in the next lecture we will see how the working occurs, how the working of RS-232 occurs. We will see in the next lecture, right? Thank you.